What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some new stuff to talk about. Some new stuff which is coming over in Japan, about which you should be very, very excited. And I want to start off with a new exchange meeting promo. Now, the exchange meeting, it's not always the biggest tournaments out there. They're your more casual focused tournaments where you go and just kind of join in. They are described as super casual events aimed at lighter battles and communication, where winning or losing isn't an issue. That is literally how they are described on the Japanese website. But I'm telling you right now, this new promo, oh, I'm excited about this new promo. This new promo looks good. We've got ourselves a new Ulti, and this looks like it's going to be worth getting down to the exchange meeting to get hold of. You see, this is given to all participants, which is lovely, and what we've got here is an Animal Kingdom Pirate, 6 cost, 6,000 power, counter plus 1,000. Right there, nothing hugely special. But the skill, ladies and gentlemen, oh, the skill makes me happy. Once per turn, when 2 or more Don cards from your field are returned to your Don deck, add up to 1 Don card from your Don deck, rested, and then activate up to 1 purple stage. Well, this is phenomenal. Now, let's just get this out there before we even get rolling properly. You know the purple stage here is on Onigashima Island. Like, that's not a surprise, I don't think, to anyone here. I don't even know if there is another purple stage, honestly. Maybe there is. I don't care. There is a 100% chance that if you want to be having a look at this, you are going to be playing around with Onigashima Island, because that's the stage that lets you add a Don card from your Don deck rested as long as you have an Animal Kingdom Pirates leader. And I suppose I should say this straight off the bat. We are going Animal Kingdom Pirates here. Like, maybe there is some use in other purple decks. Maybe it's going to come out here or there, okay? But just to be perfectly clear, this is for Animal Kingdom Pirates. Partly the stage. That's really important. But also, your ulti, your Animal Kingdom Pirates. So, of course, Animal Kingdom Pirates searches will work. And let's go a step further than we did a second ago. This is really for King decks. Like, I'm not saying you can't use it in other decks, all right? But I am saying that King's got a Don -2 leader skill, which of course extremely important because this skill doesn't activate when a Don is put back. It activates when 2 or more Don are put back. And that's a skill whereby if you got 5 or lower cards in hand, you can draw 1 or lower one of your opponent's cost by 2. But either way, it fits perfectly here. And then of course you've got your Animal Kingdom Pirate searchers like the Black Queen that just came around in OP08 for instance as well. And of course you've got the aforementioned Onigashima Island, and all of this just adds up absolutely beautifully to work here. You use King's skill, you're Don -2, but then you get 1 Don back immediately using Ulti, and then you activate Onigashima Island, so you can use this again to get the second Don back. And sure, both the Don come back rested, but you know what? They were rested anyway. I mean, I'm assuming they were rested. Normally when you Don minus, they're rested to begin with. Now, just for the sake of completeness, yes, there are other purple stages. Of course there are. We've got Impal Down from OP02. Lets you trash card from your hand, rest this stage, look at 3 cards on the top of your deck, find an Impal Down and add it to your hand. So, yes, in an Impal Down deck, you could play Ulti to potentially get multiple uses of Impal Down to increase your consistency. I don't like it nearly as much as Onigashima Island, but that is an option. From OP03, we had Galila Company. Activate main, you may rest this stage if your leader is Iceberg. Add up to 1 card from your Don deck and rest it. So, yes, in an Iceberg deck, this would also work very nicely, as long as you had a Don -2 skill or more, so that you would essentially get both the Don back immediately, just like when we're using Onigashima Island. And then we had one in OP06 as well, we had ourselves Kingdom of Germa. Lets you trash a card from your hand, rest this stage, look at the top 3 cards of your deck, reveal a card with a type including Germa and add it to your hand and put the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. So yes, you can use Ulti to potentially get multiple uses of that stage during your turn as well. So yes, there are 3 other purple stages, all of which are rested to use skills, all of which would be nice to reuse with Ulti. I was being slightly flippant earlier, but just to be 100% clear, this is designed for a king deck. Your leader's got a Dom -2 skill, you've got all the Animal Kingdom Pirate searching that we can use, and then of course we've got Onigashima Island coming in as well, and this just seems like a very, very, very good card indeed. This is one that I've absolutely got my eye on. I'm not saying it's going to be an absolute perfect must-play staple in every king deck, but I am saying this is a very, very, very strong card, and it's one that I've absolutely got my eye on. And I showed you just a day or 2 ago that King is actually doing quite well over in Japan right now. It seems like a legit viable deck. This is another good tool, and it's an exchange meeting promo, so I would suggest getting down to the exchange meeting. This one's cool, but it's not the only one that has gone and been shown off as a cool new card coming out over in Japan. If you want to go a little more serious, if you want to go to a flagship battle, for instance, wow, there's some cool stuff coming out over there as well, including if you find yourself in a top 8 finish, and you do need top 8 to get this, a new Yamato. This is a new Yamato prize card, except it's not actually a new Yamato. It's a new prize card, and seriously, giving them, I want to say purple borders, but I'm colorblind, so maybe it's blue, but I think they're supposed to be purple, when it's a yellow card is legitimately super confusing, and I don't know why they do it. I suppose so that they look cool and for consistency and all of that, but still, don't like it. But it is a new Yamato prize card, and actually it's the Yamato from OPO4, and it's a really good card. Do remember that one did have an alternate art in OPO4, so you have a bunch of choices. But it's your 9-cost, 9,000 power, and on play, you KO up to one of your opponent's characters with a cost equal to or less than the total of your and your opponent's life. Then if you have 1 or less life, you add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life, which of course is recovering a life card, but you're generally playing this in yellow, and obviously in yellow you're going to be playing a whole bunch of triggers, so that's an extra card on top of your life, an extra life your opponent needs to take, an extra chance for you to activate a trigger. It is a good card that's seen a bunch of play. It works obviously best in Enel decks, because the whole point is here you want to have 1 or less life, and Enel's got the skill whereby when you go from 1 to 0 life on your opponent's turn, you add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life. So the theory here is Enel decks are basically sitting at 1 life for a lot of time, and that means that Yamato can come in here really rather nicely and get yourself that extra recovery. It's a very cool thing, alright? This is nice. This is very, very nice. And now we've got a lovely version of it. You don't need this card. It's the kind of prize cards I've talked about a lot and how much I love them. The fact that if you really, really, really love Yamato and you want to keep a collection, this is a cool extra piece for your collection. If you go and get top 8 at these battles, well, that's a good thing, because it means that you will have a really cool card to show off. But you don't actually need this card. It's not mechanically unique. It is the best way around. But as you may have noticed from the little banner I showed you at the beginning of this segment of the video, this is where Serial Ace comes around. We knew Serial Ace was coming. This was revealed in a stream a little while ago, but we now have more information. It is being given out to winners at the flagship battles. You do need to win in order to get one. Sorry about that. And it is the Ace from OP07, which I'm looking at a bunch of yellow deck lists lately. I'm seeing some love for Ace. I am seeing this start to pop up in decks. Now, I'm not sure how many people really actually want to put a serial numbered prize card into their deck to play with. That is a fair question to ask, how many people really want to do that. But I'm saying there is absolutely an option there if you want to. As for what the card does, this is the one whereby, on play, You add a card from the top of your deck to the top of your life, like I was saying a minute ago with yellow, that's good for all the triggers. And then if you've got 2 or less life, you gain Rush. Again, works brilliantly in Enel decks because of the whole you're going to have 2 or less life basically the whole time. And this is a good card seeing a bunch of play. It's nice to get the serial version of it. Also, worth pointing out, it's 1 in 2,500. Which is really interesting to me because that number has gone up. This is a higher number than we've seen on serial cards so far. Unless I'm forgetting one, and as always, if I am, please do let me know. I think this might be the most we've seen of a serial card. Like the highest number we've seen of the serial cards so far. Which is honestly a good thing because it means that these cards are being, more available, and that's good for fans. I suppose it does hurt the value a tiny bit. The Shanks, as an example, was out of 1,600 over in Japan. So out of 2,500, yeah, that's a significant increase. I don't think it matters personally, but I know there are people out there who are big collectors who want their cards to be worth as much as possible. And yeah, it's a fair point to make that the more of these cards are out there, the less value each of the cards is going to attract. I don't think that's a weird or unfair statement. I don't think it matters personally, but I'm not somebody who's going to go and be picking up all of these serial numbered cards and then trying to keep them for a huge amount of value, which is fair. So there we go. That's all the cool new stuff coming out over in Japan. And now it's over to you guys. Tell me what you think about these cards. Tell me if Ulti's as good as I think it is. Tell me how much you want Serial Shanks. Tell me if you're worried about the fact they've lowered it to 2,500. Tell me anything you want to tell me in the comment section. Go nuts! Be nice. And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts, and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.